Caleb Williams was called out by Titans D lineman Jeffery Simmons, who says, paint of nails. I can't wait to say that to him. Caleb Williams' fruity behavior of painting his nails, wearing dresses and lipstick, and etc. have clearly put a target on his back. On the other side, I have former Bears defensive tackle Tank Johnson joining us, and he will break down exactly how Caleb Williams' behavior may be losing him respect in the Bears locker room, and also putting a target on his back from the rest of the NFL, and how all of this will impact Caleb Williams this season. See you on the other side. All right, I am joined by former Bears defensive tackle, Washington Husky legend, Tank Johnson. Tank, we got Caleb Williams on the topic today. First question, does Caleb Williams' fruity behaviors of him painting his nails and wearing dresses have a negative effect on him, and have him cause him to lose respect within the Bears locker room?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to definitely put a spotlight on him. And coming in as the number one pick, you do not need any extra pressure. You want to kind of blend in and let your play be the separator, and if anything at all. When you come in with these little quirks and things like that, I mean, the media is going to pick up on it. The fans are going to pick up on it. And the locker room has picked up on it. So it's going to be up to him. If he wants to add that extra pressure, he's going to have to go out there and back it up with that, throwing some good passes.
No doubt. I totally agree with you, man. Jeffery Simmons, Titans defensive tackle, defensive end, kind of poked fun at him in an interview with Rich Eisen, calling out his painted nails. Take a listen here.
You, Jeffery Simmons, week 1 of the National Football League season, will be the first human being on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Painted nails.
In a game.
Painted nails.
I can't wait to say that to him.
For Caleb Williams.
So break this down. As a former Bears defensive tackle, painting nails, what would you do if you were to play against a quarterback that paints his nails? What would would you be the same way as Jeffery Simmons is? Or yeah.
I would be the same way. I would be calling it out. You know what I'm saying? I would try to put as much on that rookie's mind as I could humanly possible. If he wants to paint his nails, if he wants to wear dresses, let me tell you something. I'm going to be screaming it until he makes me stop. Make me stop talking crazy to you, son. You know what I'm saying? And that's just going to be it, man. It's going to be survival of the fittest. When you're a rookie, man, it's all eyes on you. And when you go out there and put that little target on your back with that extra swag, you better back that shit up.
No doubt. Jeffery Simmons, man, he's a dude, man. He's no joke on the Titans. Week 1, that's going to be a hell of a matchup to see. I'm really excited to see, I already know Jeffery Simmons is going to get a sack, and it's going to be great. I'm so excited to see how, he's going to do something crazy. I'm excited. I don't know where that game's at, whether it's in Nashville or Chicago, but man, it's going to be interesting. You know what I mean?
Man, Simmons is a throwback tackle, man. I like him. I like the way he carries it out there. He's a real dog. And the Bears going to have to deal with him. He's a beast.
No doubt. So with Jeffery Simmons calling out Caleb Williams and his other behaviors, do you think others around the NFL, as Caleb goes, plays these other teams, goes on the road and faces these fans as well, do you think people continue to call him out and kind of poke fun at him? And do you think it'll negatively impact Caleb at all?
The modern athlete, they kind of live and die through social media, right? When they play really well, they instantly got their highlight clips up. They got the best pictures of themselves up. On the flip side of that, he's going to have fans flooding his mentions, fans holding up pictures. And this is going to be something that's going to draw a lot of attention to him. And so I hope as a Bears fan that it fuels him in the right way. And he turns that fuel in the fire and starts, dinking and dunking and throwing deep to them weapons. And, I just hope that he uses it, another Chicago legend, Michael Jordan. You know how Michael Jordan did it. You talk crazy to Mike, he going to remember that. He going to bust your ass. So come on, Caleb, we need you.
Do you think, yeah, so Caleb coming out of like a Lincoln Riley offense, you know what I'm saying? Very quarterback friendly, high passing offense. Do you think him coming into Chicago, Shane Waldron's his new offensive coordinator. They'll be under Eberflus. They brought in some new weapons, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, the running back, and others. Man, how do you feel Caleb will fare this season, under Shane Waldron?
I mean, I'll tell you this, man. I mean, I don't know how he's going to do under Shane Waldron. I'll just tell you this. Coming from USC to Chicago, listen, I've played, in September, it's going to feel like every other place in the country, right? But when you start getting into November, December, man, I'm talking like, especially if the game happens to be at night, you're talking single digits. And that new stadium is going to take about 5 years to get built. So, they're going to have to put a friendly offense around him so that he can work himself into the system. If they put too much on him too early, I think that could doom him like it's done quarterbacks in the past for the Bears. Bears have always been looking for a savior. I think this kid's got the skill sets to have a long career. I just don't think they should dump the whole franchise on him. Get a good running game, have a balanced tight ends, 2 tight ends. You know what I'm saying? I know the natural reaction is going to be to throw the ball around the field, but I would go with a very balanced attack off the rip, man, because I'd ease him into the season, man, because we've just seen it, man. If you put too much on him too early, it hasn't been good for Bears quarterbacks in the past. I don't care who the coach is.
No, you make a great point there. I agree with you. I look forward to see, under Waldron had Geno Smith last year, and it was tough because Seahawks offensive line is struggling, and that obviously will have a huge impact on quarterback play. So we'll see. The Bears in the offensive line, we'll see how revamped it is. I know they had a kid from Tennessee last year, was a first-round pick. He's a hell of a player, but we'll see if him and others will be developed for Caleb. My final question to you. There have been sore stories out of Bears camp, this offseason. I've had OTAs and mini camp of Caleb, lighting it up in mini camp, being very successful. There have also been stories of him struggling. You as a former Bear, I just want to get your, kind of take. What have you heard about Caleb Williams so far, in Bears practice and OTAs, et cetera?
The initial, word that I got out of the camp is that, that he was trying a little bit too hard too early. And what I mean by that is, he wants to show him looking off players and throwing over here, when they're just kind of running pat and go, and the timing wasn't always there. And so initially what I heard was that he just needed to just kind of calm down and, don't put too much pressure on himself. I think he's just got so much ahead of him. And if he kind of just takes it in doses, it'll be better. But and the initial word is, listen, we got a stud. We got a talented player. He's got all the tools. It's just going to be 1, his mindset, 2, how the coaches handle him, and 3, if he has a natural progression of confidence. If he kills his confidence early, man, we're in for another long year for my Bears.